This is a video about how to turn a spreadsheet like this into some feedback that would actually be useful for students to read in kind of paragraph form. So you can see I've got a bunch of students here and some grades on various assignments. These are numerical grades, but I could have some letters here corresponding to codes that are like different levels of mastery for different standards or whatever. What's in the spreadsheet is totally dependent on you and your methods of giving feedback. It is important that I name this spreadsheet the same as the name I'm referencing here. This is my Python code that I'm using to scrape that spreadsheet file and turn it into some feedback. So you can see down here I've got some code turning these numbers into some paragraphs that give students some information like think about how you spent your time or keep up the good work depending on how they did on those assignments. I'm just going to go ahead and run this, and you'll see I get a bunch of different paragraphs here that are generated from those pieces of information. Depending on how many students I had, this could go on for 5 minutes or so. If I had 150 students, it would just run through that whole thing. I'm going to then copy all of these and whoopsie. So I want to copy all of that text, and then I'm going to paste it into my word processing document. You can see from here I can do some formatting and make the font bigger. I want to end up with one piece of feedback on each page. You'll notice I have these double pound signs in between each of the students. That is built into the code. The last line of the code is to print those two pound signs in between every two students, because then in Microsoft Word I can go edit, replace, and find any instance that I see those double pound signs and replace them with *12. *12 happens to be the character code for a page break, so I'm going to go ahead and replace all. And Microsoft Word has gone through and has changed this so that each new student starts on a new page. I could, if I wanted to print these on like half sheets of paper, I could then print to, say, a PDF or to a printer and select a different layout. So I'm getting, say, 2 pages per sheet, or if I'm just printing little bookmarks or something, I could print 6 pages per sheet, depending on the size of your text. So keep in mind that the size of the text that you use here is going to end up being much smaller if you print it on a smaller page. So it usually tends to mean that these should be really big. One last thing, if you're using Google Docs instead of Microsoft Word, you can, instead of using that *12, which doesn't quite work in the same way, I can do that same thing where I paste in, whoops, I need to copy this again. So I'm going to copy this and paste. Oh, there it goes. So it has pasted it into the document, and instead of finding and replacing this, I have to actually make a page break. I have one here already, but if you want to, you can go Insert, Page Break. This is especially easy to do if I'm in the non-print layout mode. In the print layout mode, I can't easily select the page break, but when I'm not in print layout mode, I can just select this page break, hit copy, and then when I go to edit, find, and replace, I can find this and replace it with that. I pasted the page break in there, but it did not actually show me anything here, but still, when I hit replace all, it will go through and add those page breaks so that when I go back to print layout mode, it's doing the same thing where it has each student on a brand new page. And I can go from there. Hope this video is helpful for figuring out those last steps on how to turn these spreadsheets into a paragraph of feedback that you can give to your students.